You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
3, 2, 1.
We are gathered here as advisors, as scientists.
The kind of place we expect a ghost to like to wander around.
Hey, we all know that we're gonna die, baby.
I'll help you. I'm something of a witch.
Welcome to Mission Spooky. I'm your fantastic host, JC. And with me today, there's no Kiki. It's just Cord.
Fuck you, JC. I'm here. Damn, son.
He just blocked you out.
I know, man.
Well, she's not here.
I am here.
See, her mic, she's like only here listening.
I have to keep you on point. Otherwise, you're going to be here for 5 hours and I need to edit this. So I'm just here to wrangle.
Isn't that the fun part?
Well, kind of.
Going through 5 hours of rambling?
Yeah, that's what she's going to do.
No, I'm not. Can you hear me? Like, are you just ignoring me?
Because she has like family over and the kid and stuff. So she's not, I don't think she's going to be very talkative.
Can he literally hear me?
So this is mainly just going to be you and me, buddy.
Wow, I don't think he can hear me.
I'm very confused on if he's doing a bit or if he legitimately can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, she's muted.
How am I muted?
I will be the middleman.
Oh, wait, do I fucking... Oh
my
shit,
God.
I muted her.
Asshole.
I forgot I muted you.
Oh my god.
You know what? This just became the Kiki and Cord show.
I'm fucking retarded. I'm so sorry, Kiki.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You
Yeah, I
kidding
was
me?
like, you know what? I don't think you can even hear me.
No, I couldn't. I thought you had your mic muted.
I thought he was doing a bit until he just started blatantly talking over you. Then I was
Yep.
like, wow, he's really committing to the bit here.
No, I'm not. I'm not that good.
Holy shit balls.
I'm not even that good. Shit, fuck me. I'm so sorry, Kiki.
Yeah.
To be fair, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed in myself, which is my normal, I guess.
I realized, like, no, you know what? He probably put me on mute and he can't hear me.
Just think I'm talking to myself.
Yes. Your Cord's been here just talking to himself the whole time.
Yeah, because he was answering, he was saying things. I'm like, what are you even fucking, just shut. I was very confused.
That's hysterical. We are a professional podcast.
Wow.
Absolutely. Oh my God. That's so funny.
My face is so red right now. I'm so upset with myself today, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's right. I'm not mad. It's just fucking hysterical. Especially because I actually wasn't sure if you were doing a bit either. So
I
I
do.
was like,
This is pretty good.
Right now, I'm not that dedicated to do a bit like that, especially for that long.
Yeah, but you could have rolled with it and we would have probably believed you.
yes. Yep.
You could have just clicked off the mute, not said anything, and been like, yeah, that was a funny joke, right? And I would have totally just been on board with it.
Oh my God.
Nope. Just.
Are you kidding me? Now I get a phone call?
Yeah.
Is it from me?
Even better.
And now Jess is mad at you in the background. I hope
Look.
you enjoy that one.
I thought Kiki muted herself. I am full-blown retarded today, okay? Can we just, anything I say, just take with, like, less than a grain of salt?
Gin regrets. Gin regrets.
Okay, guys, let's just start over. Welcome to Mission Spooky. I'm your host, JC. With me today is my co-host, Kiki, and the fantastic Cord. How you guys doing today? What's so funny?
It was so much better than the first time.
It's almost like this time I thought I knew Kiki was here.
Oh my god.
Well, also there was that moment of like, I'll just let Cord go first because I was trying to be polite.
I was about to answer, and then you you poofed. So I was like, God damn it! Now I'm gonna have to laugh. I'm doing great.
I'm fine.
Little hurt.
I'm
Emotionally.
fine now. I'm fine now. I'm emotionally scarred. Okay, yeah. So anyway, doing great. Yep. We got Cord on.
Yeah, we got Cord here today to talk to us about some adventures he and I have been on, but we're gonna get to that in a little bit. Have you guys seen the very unfortunate news today?
I saw it last night and then I cried a lot.
Mr. Chadwick.
Bozeman. Yeah, so this is recording the day after, or he died last night, and then so we're recording like this afternoon, the day after, and yeah, I'm pretty shook.
Yeah, very unfortunate. He was a wonderful person. This is just fucking 2020 for me, you know.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah, fuck 2020.
Fuck 2020.
I don't even want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. Let's you know what? You guys did some cool adventures, and this is what we've been talking about a lot to the listeners too, saying that at some point you guys were going to go out into the field and do some research or recon or whatever you want to call it.
Boots on the ground.
The paranormal investigator and the ghost hunter meet in the field.
It's a showdown for the ages.
They end up kissing each other. I mean,
I would win.
The kissing match?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
In my defense, I didn't hear him say kissing match, but I don't think he'd win that one either.
I'd win by just being involved.
Technically, everybody wins.
All right, guys, we're going to get right into the adventures with JC and Cord, but first, we're going to break for our sponsor and for our promo this week, which is Frigay the 13th. Join Andrew and Maddie on Frigay the 13th, a podcast all about horror in real life and in the movies. Coming from a uniquely LGBT perspective, Frigay the 13th offers something different to horror fans. They love horror movies, but also are concerned about the world we live in today, especially as part of the LGBT community. With this in mind, they are making the connections between some of the world's favorite films of the genre and the horror in real life they see happening today. Listen to Frigay the 13th wherever you listen to your podcast, and be sure to use that hashtag #GetSlayed. When we come back, the adventures of JC and Cord as they travel back to Constitution Drive in Allentown and to a very spooky cemetery in Slatington, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Maddie.
Do you like horror movies?
I sure do.
Well, did you know that most horror movies are inspired by real-life horror?
Really? Like what?
Well, take The Shining, for instance. That's based on Stephen King's real-life addictions, or The Purge, which could be our country any minute now.
Oh, and The Strangers, which is based on a real-life murder. People should be talking about these things.
Hey, guys.
Oh, hey, Producer Michael.
Hi.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but somebody already is. It's you.
That's right. We are Frigay the 13th, the podcast where we talk about horror in real life and horror in media, all from an LGBTQ perspective.
Because we gay, y'all.
We are proud members of the Legion Podcast Network, and we can be found on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or wherever your favorite podcasts are found.
And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Come along with us on this crazy journey, and as always,
Get slayed.
My work here is done.
Now, JC, it's time for 6 hours of banter.
No.
Hey, Cord, did you see that there's a new trailer for Guild Wars expansion? Did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, there is. You should check it out.
Let's
It's
do
cool.
a live review. Court's live reaction to the Guild Wars trailer.
I come back like 4 hours later to pick up this audio,
All of a sudden, you just made a video game podcast.
and we already have it. We'll just stick it over on Pot of Holding.
Hey.
Yeah, you're fine.
With the Mission Spooky intro and everything.
Oh yeah, no, I can cut that part out. I have my own intro. I do the intro for Pot of Holding.
Wow.
See how I just cut you? See how it goes?
I was about to say, yeah, it's already better. Like, does that mean I'm just gonna be on your D&D podcast now? Is that what's gonna happen?
What? What?
That is so cold. That is so cold. Oh my god.
It's okay. JC's muted. You can't hear it.
Nice.
I can hear everything.
Okay, so welcome back, guys. I am gonna go take a break, and I'm gonna let you guys just talk about your adventure. Peace. I'm out.
Have fun. Please don't leave me here with this. Please don't. Leave me here. Please don't. Please don't go.
Come on now, Cord.
Please don't go.
You chose to go on adventures with him. Just remember.
Help me. I'm scared.
Okay, so where'd you guys go? First of all,
We went to the Constitution Avenue, or is it Drive?
Drive.
Drive.
This is why I'm here.
Good call.
We went to Constitution Drive in Allentown, PA, which is a supposedly haunted road, which I went down myself late last year. And then Cord and I went down it again this year.
Haunted Roadways, episode number 6. You had gone down that one by yourself, and we talked about the history behind it. So, anything new? Did you pick up anything at all this time? Because last time you did not. And actually, neither did I. Although I did really like the history behind both of them.
Well, Cord?
Me?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it to you.
Oh, you're just gonna leave me on, huh? Okay.
For a little bit, yeah.
It was interesting. When I went there, JC didn't really explain. He was just like, "We're gonna go to a haunted road." Okay. And then he waited till we got there to give me the backstory and get me real spooked out. Just like, yeah, we might see a shadow man walking some dogs.
Nice.
Which, in our episode before, Kiki did kind of debunk at least the myth behind the shadow person walking 2 dogs.
I could definitely tell you we heard a lot of animals.
Yeah.
There was a lot of living creatures out that night, but
We got some spooky feels.
yeah,
I only debunked the dogs. Actually found the evidence to support that someone did die there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So even though you might not have seen the dogs, but the fact that you felt maybe something wandering around, that's possible.
we spent a lot of time at the actual like road crossing train tracks area, and that place was pretty cool. There was a lot of noise because it was a train station right on the other side.
Yeah, on the other side of the Lehigh River, which there's no like sound barriers, so you just hear a lot of what they're doing over there.
A lot of screeching and people yelling at each other, and
Yeah, and whistles.
Okay.
When we did the episode, I remember you, Kiki, talking about how whistles are one of the more commonly heard things. Cord, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you not hear a whistle that was at some point you heard a whistle, but wasn't those whistles?
yes, I believe that was at the crossing. It sounded like it was coming from the opposite direction, and I'm not going to say necessarily it was paranormal. It could have just been an echo, but it was definitely a interesting noise to hear because all the sound is coming from one side. So to have the same sound come from the exact opposite side was interesting.
And I remember I saw white light orbs, but there were a lot of fireflies.
Were a lot of fireflies.
Yeah, so it is possible it was just them and like reflecting weird or some shit.
Were some, I guess, strangely colored fireflies there that day.
I remember at the time we were talking, and it was, to me, it felt like whatever it was checking us out.
Yeah, when I did feel something, it was usually like at safe distance. And again, for skepticism's sakes, there was also a lot of animals probably watching us because the animals. Did you record at the train tracks at all?
I did. It's not that great.
Just hear a lot of train noises.
Yeah, it's very hard to like hear audio, and I'm looking into getting some better equipment.
The train tracks really was just the feeling some strange stuff.
I think at the train tracks I got really sad. Like it was like 45 seconds where I'm like, I'm sad. Like I was just overwhelmed with those feelings. Sometimes happens because I'm empathetic as fuck. And I pick up feeling quite often.
The road up there was definitely cool in the middle of the night. It was very like for a road that was it's in Allentown, right? It's like
Yes.
still in the limits of Allentown.
Yeah.
It really seems like not really close to anything except the train tracks.
Yes, it's very like oh, we're driving through a city, and now we're in the woods somehow? This is weird.
And all of a sudden, we're back into nowhere.
Yeah, on some like gravel freaking road that's barely upkept. Ugh.
And then you go, we're going to creep up this real slow. Here's a flashlight. The road up there is definitely cool.
I would give it a recommendation to go check out.
Would not go out and say you're definitely going to go see a shadow person if you go down that road at night.
No, because I've been down it twice and have seen 0 shadow people there. So I've gotten some weird feelings. Because the first time I went, and I talked about this on the episode we did, I felt like my quote unquote perimeter was being challenged. And I was by myself then. So I felt a lot more vulnerable. But I felt like if I would have stopped my car and gotten out, I felt like I would have gotten attacked. Now that might have just been, well, fuckhead, you're in the dark woods by yourself. Ha ha ha. So the first time I drove through, I didn't stop at all. I just kept. Ooh.
You waited to make me your guinea pig for that, huh?
Well, I think I said this in the episode. Yeah, I was not stopping by my fucking self because I did not want to. Even if it was just like a coyote, I'm like, I don't want to deal with. Even a raccoon, I don't want to fucking deal with. God damn, it could be a squirrel.
I feel like JC versus a raccoon would just be you fighting your spirit animal.
First of all, raccoons are not my spirit.
This is JC's spiritual journey.
But yeah, that night we, you and I, when we were there, we decided to pack it up at about 4, because we went at 3 a.m., right? We got there at about that time.
I think it was like 2:45 or something like that. But by the time we got to the end of the road, it was definitely...
We probably left at like 4:30, and we tried going down to the graveyard in Slatington. Spooky one.
A lot of stories that you've told me, at least.
Yes, lots of shadow people sightings, lots of ghosts.
The only times I've been there is the middle of the night with you. Do not know what the cemetery looks like during the day.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's actually, at daytime, it's very like relaxing and calming, and it's a nice little like, oh, I'm stressed out, I need to go on a walk, or I just need 10-minute break from my computer, whatever, and you just walk it, and I usually felt better. But at night, it's like, the demons come out to play. Wait, did I mute Kiki again, or did she mute herself?
She muted herself.
Okay. I got so scared because this is what I thought happened before.
I think when she edits the episode, she should put both intros in. Just for context. That'd be the worst episode you guys ever recorded. Here's 30 minutes of us shitting all over you. And now let's get to an episode. Nah, re-intro, banter again. Here we go.
Trust me, it's not the worst episode we've done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we went to the graveyard, but it started getting light when we got there, so no real... Oh, that's the night we heard the crazy sounds from the wood that we debunked, but we heard crazy sounds in the spooky woods.
I'm glad that I spent my entire life at least right next to the woods to be able to be like, I'm pretty sure I know what this is, but holy crap, is that a creepy noise?
Yeah! Oh my god. It was like, we did hear it while we were like walking away from the woods. And then as we got closer, because we heard it and we were like, well, let's go to the fucking woods.
It was funny because it was almost responding to you.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'm going to get a little closer. And then the noise happened. And you're like, oh no. Like, all right, I'm going to get a little closer. And then you took a step and it happened again. Oh no.
We heard, and feel free to YouTube or Google what this sounds like, but a male fox mating call.
Yes, it is essentially it's a scream.
Yes, it's a banshee scream from hell.
It's a scream. And if I didn't hear it many times in my life before, I would have been very, very freaked out. I had to hear it a couple times to be like, all right, I think I know what that is. It caught me very off guard because I haven't heard it in a graveyard in the middle of the night. So I was like, what?
Yeah, it was...
It was definitely like loud. That thing was trying to get it in hard.
Yeah.
It was screaming.
Honestly, I wish the fox luck. I hope he got... I'm hopeful for him.
Yeah.
He sounded like a good guy, but fuck, maybe not near a graveyard, dude. Okay.
That's how you make spooky fox babies. We don't want any strange yokai-esque spirits in Pennsylvania. Don't want to be dealing with any kitsune or anything.
I don't even know what those words are, but they're so scary.
But it did scare the ever-loving crap out of JC for a couple minutes, and me for like a couple of seconds, even knowing what the noise was. Yeah, that was pretty much all that happened that time, right? And that's
Yeah. For
very
the most
different
part.
from the other 2 times that we went to that graveyard.
So we made plans to go back there at 3 a.m. Yeah, because nothing spooky happened. So now we'll get to the spooky day.
I mean, we won't say nothing spooky happened. Nothing paranormal happened. You were definitely spooked.
That's fair. That fair.
You have this strange reaction to that graveyard that whenever you see like the road leading up to it, and you're like, oh no. I'm like, it's not that bad, right? You're like, no, it is.
To me, it is. I've had a lot of very intense experiences in this graveyard.
If I revisited some places, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, I remember what happened here now. Let's go.
That graveyard, I would love to take a skeptic there that doesn't believe in shit and be like, just have fun. Be here a few nights. Like, don't just do a one-night thing. I think whatever's here needs to get kind of accustomed to you, but you will have an experience.
I think the very interesting thing about that graveyard is that half of it is very old.
Yeah.
There's an old half and a new half, and the old half is like, I wouldn't say run down because again I haven't seen it during the day, but it's definitely like the direction you personally always look when something weird happens.
I mean, there's a lot more activity in that section of the graveyard. I mean, that's usually where I haven't seen him lately, but I used to see a small ghost child with like yellow eyes, and he was wearing like overalls and a white shirt. And usually if I saw him, I knew it was okay to be there because he wouldn't be out if like the shadow creature were out. So if I saw him, I was like, okay, he's like a canary type deal ghost. Like,
So now I know you're definitely just desperately looking over there to see.
Yeah.
Just,
let me
"Is it
see
okay?
the
Is it
two
okay?"
yellow eyes. Oh no.
So the second time was a bit more interesting.
A bit. So usually when we get there, I don't want to start by the woods. I usually direct whoever I'm going with up to the top of the hill. I think that's what we did that night too. We started up top.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we?
The second time?
Yeah. Didn't we start going up towards the top, or did...
That was the night I thought that we went to the flagpole right away. We were like,
No, we went up. We went up, and then we started having some weird things. Yeah. So we went to the top. This is how I remember it from watching my recording, because I recorded all
you have
this.
the recording, so you're right. You're right.
We went to the top, and then I started getting weird feelings from the center. And I remember seeing like the bottom half of a shadow person walking up this road at like the center road towards us.
I was misremembering.
I had that sighting. I'm like, well, we're here for experiences. Let's fucking do this. And we went down towards the flagpole.
You're embracing the ghost hunter way now. Just, we're here to experience. Let's go.
Until I get more like gear where I can actually have evidence to investigate. Like, I'm not trying to prove ghosts to you, Cord.
Oh, why not?
You already believe in this shit.
Yeah, but
I don't have to prove it to you.
so you saw something. We went to the flagpole.
Yeah, because I was like, well, we're here. Let's fucking punch this thing in the face. Except not, but like, because I would lose that fight. I've seen this thing. It's 9 to 10 foot tall when it wants to be.
It kind of makes me not want to ever see that thing, but I will go again whenever you want.
The first shadow person I saw in this graveyard, it was close to 9 or 12 foot tall, or 9 to 10 foot tall, not 12. I would have shit myself.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that extra 2 feet already. Whew, it was gigantic. And it just crossed the road. And it was a solid fucking shadow. I cannot explain that away.
And I think that's when I started noticing the fireflies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I actually learned something about fireflies that day because I was noticing that there were a ton of fireflies out. It was right after a big storm. The bugs were everywhere because it was summer. But I never saw fireflies rapidly blinking before. And I looked it up after we got in the car, and it turns out that that is a completely different species of firefly that I didn't know about. But that wasn't the weird part. The weird part is when JC or I would start either experiencing something or seeing something, the fireflies just stopped. It went from flashing lights everywhere and little lightning bugs, and then they were just not blinking at all, which I thought was unsettling a little bit.
Yeah.
We would just kind of look around and be like, hey, there's no fireflies anymore.
Yeah, like they would just shut off for 3 to 5 minutes. And then we'd have, like, during that 3 to 5 minutes, we'd have, like, an experience where we feel a lot of pressure, or I would see something, or you would see or feel something. And then once that experience, like that specific one was over, we'd start noticing the fireflies again.
It was very strange. It was something I didn't ever experience before. You'd get the eerie feeling, and then you look around, and the only wildlife that you could tell was there is just not there anymore.
It was all like, yo, there's some spooky shit. We gotta get out of here, kids.
They're like, nah, we can mate later. Let's get out of here.
We can't mate with these ghosts. And that's something you hear a lot in like scary stories and stuff, where it's like, and all of a sudden all the wildlife just stopped. There were no bugs, there was no birds, there was nothing.
It is kind of an animal response a lot of times. You get that a lot in my Sasquatch mode is going to come out a bit. You get that a lot in Sasquatch stories if a hunter's in the woods. And the first thing they'll notice before they have a cryptid experience is that they'll be like, there are no birds chirping anymore. The deer that I'm hunting are now gone. And then they'll see this big, hairy monster in the woods. A lot of times, when you hear people in the woods having cryptid experiences, the story starts with all the wildlife disappears first.
Yep, for true. And then I'm trying to think what happened down in that circle.
I believe when we were down in the circle is when we saw the downed tree because we were literally right next to it.
I felt upset looking at it. And it was just because of the big storm or whatever right beforehand. Like it was probably a dead limb.
But it dropped pretty much right onto a group of headstones.
Yeah. And that was like, I felt very upset looking at it.
I think that's where I kind of started like actually feeling stuff. Like you were seeing some things before, and I'm not going to say I didn't feel anything in the circle, but especially when we noticed the tree, I was like, oh, something's probably not happy with that. Again, I wasn't seeing anything, but I definitely felt some stuff.
I think it was about then. You were, I don't want to say in a trance, but you were kind of like looking off the one way for a little bit. And I was looking behind you. I saw 2 red eyes. Well, 2 red orbs, let's say that. I don't know if they were eyes.
That was interesting to me just because you were like, I see something, and we kind of like switched places. I was like, ooh, let me see.
Yeah. They would have been 2 feet off the road, about maybe 25, 30 feet away from us. And it was very like, okay, I can't explain that. It was a deep red, which I've seen like red orbs and red eyes kind of stuff in this graveyard before. So to me, it wasn't new. It's never like a good sign. 2 times that I've heard, or that I've seen those red eyes, I've heard growling. I didn't hear it that time. I was like, I'm going to walk towards where I saw it. By the time I got there, I mean, they had just like blinked, essentially. It was like something opened and closed.
It was interesting because, again, I saw nothing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit. And I'm like trying so hard to find something to see legit concrete. And you're like, I just saw something. I'm like, all right, switch places. I was. I'm like, damn it, it's gone.
I don't know why I see stuff there. Like,
I've seen stuff there too on our first encounter. Definitely at the end of the last encounter was.
Oh yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Oh, I almost forgot about that. That was.
Yeah,
cool.
I didn't. I did not. Not at
Well,
all.
that's good.
We spent some time by this tree, and then
Yeah, we got towards the woods. We got near the woods,
yes,
and then things got a little more intense.
there were no shrieking foxes this time.
No shrieking foxes, which was a good thing. Because honestly, if I would have heard a shrieking fox that
We
night,
heard
I
something
would have
screaming.
shit myself.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been the best timing for sure.
No, it was always like way darker at the wood. Obviously, it blocks light source. But
They have like the solar lights and put up and stuff around like newer like headstones, but there isn't really any of that down in the older section, at least that I see.
and the woods are by the older section.
It's just like dark down there.
Very dark. Because the first time we went, there were times where, and I think even this time, where I would see what looked like a gravestone, and it wasn't a gravestone. It was something else because I would shine my light on it, and then it would not be there.
I remember from listening to the recording a bit right when we got there, you thought it was strange that there were headstones shifted to the side a little bit.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you realized that they were all in a row shifted to the side, so you were creeped out for a second right off the bat.
So at first it got me like spooky, but then I was like, oh, did someone fuck with this headstone?
Yeah, it came off as a more of like, what asshole
Yeah, yeah.
came
Like,
in here?
Yeah. Didn't you have an experience where you felt like something was holding your hand? What the fuck happened there?
So you were following your intuition down towards the lower half of said graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Right when we got to like the old part, we were walking down the road, and it's kind of something that used to happen to me when I was doing my ghost hunting business back in the day. But before I felt anything, it just kind of felt like something was there. And as I was staring down towards my side, and we're walking at the same time, I felt something grasp my hand, and it literally felt like a kid was standing next to me holding my hand. I didn't see anything. Everybody knows what that feel is like. It was a small hand. It felt like it was kind of reaching up a little bit, and I was looking like straight down at it. That is interesting. I didn't say anything to you at the time because you were following you were having some kind of feeling, so I'm going this way. So okay. And we got
Yeah.
down there, and you stopped. We were near the bottom, and this thing was just kind of standing with me, and you were just sitting there doing your thing. And there was a moment when I was ghost hunting way back in the day where I have legitimate lost time. I have no memory of what happened in a certain period of time. So I kind of like felt my head go blank and my neck went completely limp. I felt my breath exhale out of my body a little bit, and then I was just completely in some kind of trance. It was not brought on by a feeling of any kind. I felt this kid, we walked down, and then all of a sudden it's just when I feel things in certain directions, I call them draws.
Okay.
As I'm just sitting there and I'm completely blank, and I feel this huge draw of energy coming from behind us, and I think you were trying to ask questions or something. I'm not 100% sure what you're doing because I was completely out of it, but
Mm-hmm.
I kind of zonked out, and I came back and I spun around. I was like, what is behind me? And after I spun around, it just kind of like sucked me in again, and I was out. I think that's when you started asking me because you heard me spun around. You were like, what's going on? I was just kind of out of it at that point. And the whole time I'm feeling like this small entity around me and this big energy coming off of something that was from where we came from, directly behind us up the road.
Mm-hmm.
It was extremely intense, especially for all the times that I went to that cemetery so far. There was not really a ton of strong energetic responses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I seen some very interesting things. We heard very interesting things, but there was never like a I'm here kind of response. And that was like the first one to me that I was like, this is kind of serious.
Yeah.
I brought up the lost time thing because it's very similar to that instance. I remember what happened. I was there, but I wasn't there. It was definitely an intense experience for for what I was expecting to have that day.
Yeah, I do remember. I remember that. I remember what happened to me during that time. I felt very. I'm going to use your word. I felt a draw to the wood. Like I had to be there then. So I started going down, and I was probably like 10 to 20 feet in front of you because I was moving a little faster than you were. I get down probably 20 feet away from the edge of the woods, and I start asking questions. So I started feeling stuff like physically. Like I start feeling chest pains, which I'm asthmatic. We weren't doing anything strenuous. We're just walking, and this was very intense. And I also started feeling pains like down where my kidneys are, and I got very lightheaded and very kind of dizzy. So I sat down to make sure that I wouldn't fall. I didn't necessarily want to do near the woods because I want to be able to quickly get the fuck away because I've seen shadows come out of the woods at quick speeds before. So I want to be like on guard. I couldn't stand. I was in pain and I thought I was going to fall from being dizzy and lightheaded. But I kept asking questions because I felt like I had to. I had to like keep talking. And I knew you were there, so I'm like, well, you know, worst comes to worst. At least he can report that I died from Shadow Person.
Little do you know, I was out of it. I don't know what got you.
Probably the big thing that was behind you was also affecting me. I was asking questions. I wasn't getting actual responses. Some of the questions I asked, I remember feeling worse after I asked them. It was like, I don't like that, and squeezed harder. And then it would let go. Because that's kind of what I felt like. I felt like I was being squeezed, which was weird. Then I heard you turn around. I feel like at that same time, I felt it materialized. Like it was in our realm. It pulled you out of your like little trance thing. And it pulled me too. And I looked behind. And I also heard you.
Yeah, because I spun. It wasn't a slow turn. It was a, oh shit.
I mean, I've been in this graveyard with two people I very much trust, and I've had something tell a very good friend of mine to harm me. He's like, I don't know why, but there's a voice in my head telling me to hurt you both. I'm like, well, that's not good because you would lose that fight. And then we got the fuck out. I wonder if it was trying to like get you to get me type deal thing. Oh, I hope not, Court. That's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, because you, I cannot fight.
Yeah, I'm a professional wrestler.
Yeah. And even before you were a professional wrestler, Cord, you could have beat my ass.
Yeah, I squeezed you a couple times. Do you remember what kind of questions you were asking while I was?
The questions I was asking: Are you a spirit of a person? Were you once a person? Are you okay that you're here? Do you feel trapped here? Is there something trapping you here? I remember when I asked the like, is there something holding you here? That's when I felt a lot of pressure.
I want to listen to this recording and try to figure out if there's a correlation between a question you asked and me spinning around. If I can hear when I do my deep exhale or when I spin around, or if there's some kind of correlation between that and what you are doing. I honestly don't know. Like, my brain went numb for a couple minutes while we were doing that.
I don't know if you'd be able to hear anything that like you're doing, but I know I do. Like obviously when I turn around, we have a slight conversation, so you might be able to hear.
You asked me when I turn around something. I think you asked me if I see something, and then I like conk out again.
Let's talk about on our way out what happened. Because like shortly after this experience, we were like, we've had enough. Because there is a point where it's exhausting to deal with, and it's very threatening to be in this presence and stuff, and you do just want to leave.
It's exhausting to fall into a trance to begin with, and then to stay in it for a couple minutes, and then it doesn't sound exhausting because you're not doing anything, but essentially inside your head you're like, oh shit, what's happening? I don't understand what's going on. Your brain's going at like a mile a minute, even though it's blank. It's kind of hard to explain.
So we were like, maybe we should head on out of here. And whenever people leave this graveyard, something's like, but why you want to leave, dudes? Don't you want to fucking be here forever? And it follows. because I still go back to this picture my stepdad took years and years, probably 12 years ago at this point. He was leaving this graveyard, and it wasn't even like dark, but he took a photo over his back, like over his shoulder as he was leaving. It's a misty hand reaching for him. There's no mist. He has other photos from that night. None of them had any kind of mist in it. And then all of a sudden, there's just this hand reaching for him. So you want to talk about what happened?
We were walking, and I kind of like, I don't know if I stopped or if I slowed down, but I kind of just like looked to the side. Just like, it feels to me like there's something standing right there. I like pointed off to the side. It was like border of the cemetery. It was like something was just standing there.
Yep, that thing.
I could feel something like staring a fucking hole through me. It was probably like 30, 40 feet away. It was a very intimidating presence, and it stared us down all the way out. The whole time that we were in what would be the field of vision of whatever was standing there, it just stared us down. Just, yep, that's happening.
Like, I felt it. I didn't look to see what it was because I'm like, nope, I'm leaving. I've already dedicated to getting the fuck out of here.
The ghost hunter mentality in me went, let's stare at it back. I want to see. The differences in methods on us is hilarious to me. You're like, nope, I've proven to myself I'm out. And I'm like, show me your secrets.
Well, at this point, I had already seen, like just the legs of a shadow person. I had seen shadow creatures in the grass that are like hunched over like their graves, like they look like gravestones. I had seen the red eye. Like I had my fill of experience. I didn't need to look back. Didn't you say it was gray?
It felt gray.
Okay.
Was that all the experiences we wanted to share today?
I think so. We'll do more investigation or hunts, investigation, whatever the fuck. But we'll do those in the future. Probably. We're not going to ruin the very detailed schedule Kiki has written out for Mission Spooky, because otherwise she'll kill us. Well, she'll kill me.
If she is busy, we could just do fucking our own episodes.
Well, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
We're just going to record a bunch of shit and be like, here, edit all this.
She'll kill us.
So we went to my backyard because it's pretty creepy when all the lights go out. Let's talk about it for 4 hours.
Wait, is your backyard pretty creepy? I'll do an investigation.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my old yard, baby, but we're not going to go over there.
No. I'm never going to that fucking house at night. Never going to that house at night. Oh, my God.
I think we should do an episode where you just go to my parents' house at night.
Oh, my God.
Don't even go inside. We'll just hang out in the driveway. I'll just tell you that I'm coming and then just leave you there.
No, I won't be there by myself. Fuck that shit. That house is crazy. All right, let's Kiki, you want to wrap this shit up?
All right. Wow, that was exciting, guys.
It was.
You were totally paying attention.
I was totally paying attention the entire time.
Kiki, I'm so excited for one day where you're able to come with.
It's going to be hilarious when the whole thing was totally boring and nothing happened. It's like, wow, that was exciting. This is technically my return appearance on the show, right? The movie review.
We also interviewed you
right
for the show before.
On Mission Spooky proper, this is my return episode.
Yeah.
And eventually I'll become regular guest and then eventually replace JC as co-host.
Yeah. I think that was the plan, wasn't it?
I mean, I don't have that written down, but...
It's all because I was supposed to be co-host and you ignored my response. Now you pay with your co-host shit.
Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. What can I say, guys?
Wow, guys, that was a really interesting story. Our musical guest today is Laurel Marsh with her solo song Unchanged Reality. Some of you may remember that Laurel is part of Zagreus. You can find all of Laurel's endeavors at laurelmarsh.com, and you can check out Zagreus on Bandcamp, Spotify, and our new website. You click on the musical guest page and scroll through those selections to see all of the wonderful musicians we are supporting here at Mission Spooky. And so without further ado, Unchanged Reality. When we get back, Spooky Squad news and shoutouts, and possibly the mini-me laughing in the background.
Definitely that.
Welcome back, Spooksters. We're going right into it because we are in mommy mode. How much can I get out before he starts being weird?
You're in mommy mode, not us.
Right.
Yeah, we're not in mommy mode. Okay, let's go.
All right, let's go. If you want to join the squad, head over to patreon.com/Mission Spooky. We have tiers at the $1 and $5 level. One single buck gets you our undying gratitude and a shout out on the cast, and the $5 level gets you access to our once a month Discord live Q&A with me, JC, sometimes Cord here, and some other guests who can pop in and out. Feel free to email us questions or comments on any of the previous episodes. If you're a PA, New Jersey, or Delaware band and or own your own music and would like to be featured on the podcast just like Laurel was, please feel free to contact us through private message on Instagram, Twitter, or you can email us directly at missionspookypodcast@gmail.com. You can find all of our musical guest songs on Spotify by typing in Mission Spooky 2020 in the search bar. We're going to be continually adding to that list as we go. And on our brand new website, we have 2 playlists where you can click and be taken directly to those artists on both our regular episodes and our bonus episode. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mission Spooky, and at our new Facebook, well, it's not really new, but our Facebook page that JC rules with.
An iron fist of compassion.
Yeah. And don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. Just remember to be kind. At this point, I don't care. Also, rate and review on Podchaser. Both of those places really help us get noticed, and we appreciate your time. Thank you so much to all of you who've already done this for us. We've had a little bit of a spike in our numbers recently, and I feel like that's because you guys are helping out with retweets and giving us reviews. Taking us out again is the beautiful Laurel Marsh with her song Unchanged Reality. Please go check out her website, laurelmarsh.com, for all of her endeavors. Also, follow her on Instagram. She does some yoga posing techniques on Instagram once in a while, and I think some of you guys might find that very useful. And since the mini-me, which some of you know that I have a 4-year-old, is going crazy, we're completely skipping over any shout-outs. Screw it. You guys know who you are. We love you. As always, stay spooky and don't die. But if you do, contact us.
If you are dead and you want to communicate with us, I'm a big fan of speaking through the TV poltergeist style. Give us the words through the TV static.
see